Many many people believe on biological evolution and become atheist ultimately. Holy Bible Holy Bible actually proved his divinity by prophecies, because it was a book of the old times. It did not give a serious look on scientific science. But the Quran, the last testament, you can say, proves his divinity by scientific science. So, before one believes on biological evolution, he should look into the Quran, how God actually created the living creatures. I'll show you by a PowerPoint. DNA double helix. People think it is a modern discovery, but it is clearly mentioned in the Quran. Not clearly, but it is mentioned in the Quran. You can see this verse, the noble pair. And he scattered through it beasts of all kinds. We sent down rain from the sky, all from noble pair. What is this noble pair? All creatures, including the plants, for which the rain is sent down from the sky, are created from the noble pair. The same verse is there in another chapter also. This one, do they not look at the earth, how many we produced in it, all from noble pairs. Noble pair. Min kulle jaujin kareem. Same verse. These verses are normally translated in deviated form because translators do not know about DNA double helix. They somehow translate the pair as male-female couple. But these are word-to-word translation, direct word-to-word translation, where pair clearly indicate DNA double helix. This is the pair it is talking about. And he scattered through it beasts of all kinds, all from noble pair. This is the noble pair by which all kinds of living creatures are created. Do they not look at the earth, how many we produced in it, all from noble pair. This is a pair. It's a pair because there are two strands. These strands are joined at the middle by weak hydrogen. It is called noble pair because it can produce more than 100 types of proteins needed for a body. It can produce 1,000 type of enzyme. It can replicate and produce more than 250 type of cells. And it guides the development of body from single cell zygote to the 100 trillion cell baby. So it is really a huge program. It is really a huge program. So it is rightly called noble pair. And this is the only pair by which all kinds of noble creatures, all kinds of creatures, from amoeba to blue whale, from bacteria to the maple tree, are created. This DNA double helix of a human is about 6 feet long, but it remains coiled in the nucleus of a cell as chromosome. However, how Quran has not said something more about the pair? It only says noble pair. No, it did not give detailed description. It could say something more and clearly point out this DNA double helix. Why the Quran has not clearly pointed out. It could say that these two, it could talk about two stand. It could say something more, so that this DNA double helix could be pointed out clearly. There is a reason for this. The earth is a ground of test. So Quran is not too revealing. It gives scientific science in such a way that a disbeliever can disbelieve, and it can increase the faith of a believer. You can see in the next verse, God disdains not to use the similitude of things, lowest as well as as highest. Those who believe know that it is truth from their Lord, but those who reject faith say, what means God by this similitude? By it he causes many to stray, because he has to fill up the hell also, and many he leads into the right path. But he causes not to stray except those who forsake the path. So this is the reason the Quran is not too revealing. Then there are some more verses also that are talking about DNA double helix. I show those. This is another verse. And the earth we have spread it out, and set there on mountains standing firm, and grown there in every kind from attractive pair. This pair is called attractive pair because it can segregate during replication, divide from the middle during replication, and again can join. These two strands are attractive to each other. They are bound by weak hydrogen. So these are called attractive pair. Then another verse, that has created pairs in all things, and has made for you ships. This ship is actually wooden ships. In the old times, ships used to be made out of wood. So these wood or plants are also made from DNA double helix. So these ships are wooden ships, and these ships are made from pairs, means DNA double helix. That has created created pairs, DNA double helix in all things, and has made for you ships and cattle on which you ride. This is the only pair in the world by which a wooden ship can be made. So by pairs, the verses indicate the DNA double helix. Then another verse, glory to God who created all things that the earth produces, as well as their own kinds, humans. All things that earth produces mean all plants and animals, as well as their own kind means humans, and things of which they have no knowledge. These are macroscopic creatures like bacteria, amoeba, etc. from pairs, DNA double helix. We know bacteria, amoeba do not have male and female. So this pairs does not mean male and female. It means DNA double helix. This is the only pair by which a bacteria can replicate, a amoeba can replicate. So by pair, the Quran means DNA double helix, and DNA double helix is the only pair in the world by which all kinds of living creatures can be created, is created. This is another verse, and God did create you from dust, then from a sperm dog. So God is telling here sperm. Then he made you in pairs. Here sperm, after talking about sperm, God is talking about pairs. Sperm God at first talked about sperm, then he talked about pairs. And no female conceives, because so this sperm and pairs are related to the fertilization, related to pregnancy. Which pair it is talking about? This is the pair. The egg cell, the chromosome of an egg cell is haploid. There are 23 chromosomes in an egg cell, and chromosome of sperms are haploid. There are 23 chromosomes in a sperm. So during fertilization, this egg cell and sperm joins. Here it is joining, tail is cut off, and they are joining. Gradually they fuses into one cell. These are one cell. Centrioles are getting ready. These are the haploid chromosomes of egg cell. These are the haploid chromosomes of the sperm. Then in the next stage, the centriole hold the haploid chromosomes, and in this side centriole holds the haploid chromosome, and this chromosome makes diploid chromosome. Diploid chromosome, 23 pairs of chromosome. When at that moment, when the diploid chromosomes are made, the code of the baby is created with its hereditary trait. How his eyes will be, how its hair will be, how his skin color will be, all those things, everything is decided here. So here in this verse, pairs mean diploid chromosome. And God did create you from dust, then from a sperm dog. Then He made you in pairs. This is the in pairs. Good. And no female conceives or lays down, but with His knowledge. Conceives or lays down. It is told because after the code of the baby is created, Allah checks the code. This is a huge code. It is the code of a complete human being. So Allah checks. There are chances that the code may not be okay. Code may not be perfect. There may be mistakes in the code because this is a huge code. So God checks and checks. And if the code is not okay, God arranges for miscarriage. God arranges for miscarriage. Allah arranges for miscarriage. And no female conceives or lays down, but with His knowledge. Means Allah arranges for miscarriage if the code is not perfect. In 50% cases, the female even do not know that he conceived and the zygote is aborted. In 50% cases, females do not know that about the miscarriage. It happens in very early stage. If the code is not good, Allah arranges for miscarriage. Nor is a man long-lived, granted length of days, nor is a part cut off from his life, but is in a decree. So this is the point when the length of life is also, some people who die in the very old age, their length of life is also decided here. Length of life. When he will be affected by genetic disease, how deep he will be affected, when he will die, everything is decided through this code. So, nor a man long-lived, granted length of days, nor is a part cut off from his life, but in a decree. It is already in a decree in the fate, but this decree is materialized by this matching. So, by pairs, the Quran clearly means DNA double helix. DNA double helix. And indeed, we created man out of the heredity of Lut. Here, Arabic word is tinin. Tinin means lute. Tinin in the Quran, tinin is normally translated as clay, but tinin means lute. In all cases, Arabians will translate tinin as lute, but in case of Quran, they translate it as lute, as clay. In case of Quran, they translate the tinin, word tinin as clay. But in all other cases, they translate it as lute. Tinin actually means lute. So this verse says, and indeed we created man out of the heredity of lute. Lute is a musical equipment. This is the lute. Lute, there are strings in the lute. So here heredity of lute means here the zygote is compared with a lute. This zygote has 46 strings, and God plays the strings, the lute. God plays the lute, and the human baby gradually grow up in the mother's womb. These 46 strings, every point of this string is filled up with huge programs, and only God can play this music. play this lute. He plays the lute and baby gradually grow up. It's a poetic expression, and indeed he created man out of the heredity of lute. Here this is the lute, but in this verse lute is zygote, which has 46 strings. Each string is 6 feet long, and each point of the string has got genes that are huge programs. How this is done? Here you can see there are zygote. This zygote of different animals. This is a zygote of human. This is a zygote of tortoise. So all zygotes look same. All zygotes look same. But gradually this zygote will become human, and this zygote will become chicken. How? This zygote looks same. A DNA has got thousands of genes that produce different type of proteins, and they produce cartilage, muscles, bones, etc. There are thousands and thousands type of genes, but these genes are switched on and off by switches. There are switches in the DNA, and there are body plan gene, and there are Hox gene. Hox gene commands the switches according to the body plan gene, and switches make the genes that produce different parts of the body on and off. For example, in this case, this part of the body has increased because the genes that make this part were switched on for longer time. But in the case of chicken, this part has not developed much because this part, the genes of this part is not switched off for longer time. Same in case these hands, due to this switching, the hands are developing. Finally, it will be a hand of human hand. And in the case of chicken, the switching is as such that it will ultimately produce the wings. So there are Hox genes that commands. There are body plan genes. There are switches. Switches make the genes on and off to produce parts of the body. They make switch on and off so meticulously that it gradually a hand becomes a human hand, or a hand can become a wing. Otherwise, all zygote are same. All DNA are same. The program is different only. Now, this is the instrument, the DNA double helix God has used to create the humans. DNA double helix is the instrument by which God has created humans. And this, it is so huge a program that it cannot change at its own. It cannot change at its own. This is a huge program. In cases mutation takes place, but the mutation is a process God has installed so that different types of animal can survive better, in a better way, or it has been created as a defense mechanism. The system of mutation is also produced by God, but by mutation a new species cannot be created. And I give you an example. In old days, God knew that people will invent DDT, and the cockroaches will die. So God has installed the system of mutation, and the cockroaches gradually developed something in their body through mutation. And nowadays cockroaches can eat the DDT, they do not die. Like with aerosol, mosquitoes used to die in old days, but nowadays it doesn't kill a mosquito. It remains senseless for some times and again get alive. So this is done by mutation. It is a survival mechanism for for different kinds of insects mainly, because we have vaccines. We have vaccines, but nobody is going to give vaccine to a cockroach or to a rat, but they are to survive. So God has installed the system of mutation so that this can produce something that will protect them from environment, changed environment or poisons or anything. Like if a kind of bird is living in a territory for generations, and if the fruits of that area are hard, the beaks of the bird will be heavier, but due to mutation. But by mutation, the bird will not be able to develop a hand by which they could break the fruits. So this massive change cannot come up through a mutation. These are the mutation. The system of mutation is installed by God so that the insects and small animals that can survive in the changed environment or in poisonous conditions. If they are affected for generations, they gradually mutate and make defense mechanism in their body against those phenomena. Another thing we come to know from the books of religion, that when God intend to create something, He says be, and the thing come into reality then and there. From these verses, people think that God says that He has created instantly everything in 6 days. He says be, and it comes into reality, and He says produce everything in 6 days. But they see that it was not in 6 days. It was developed through a long process of evolution. In practical, they say things are created, living creatures are created through a long process of evolution. But God say in the books of religion, in the Bible and Quran also, that God can create by ordering be. He just say be and it comes into reality. So they find the evolution correct and book of religion wrong. But actually, by this verse, that God says be and it comes into reality then and there, by this verse, the book of religion mainly express the power of God mainly. God has not created in that way. God, I have already shown that God created with DNA. And there are verses that say God created through evolution from lower to higher form. So I will show you that how I will explain the verse and show how God actually created different animals through evolution. This is I will show you through another PowerPoint. To know about God, to know the verse that God says be and it is created then and there, to know the verse, to understand the verse, one has to know God at first, and to know God, one has to know the soul. So I'll talk something about the soul, and then I will talk about God, and finally I will say how the verse means the power of God. How the verse that says be and it comes into reality express the power of God. Soul. What is soul? They ask thee concerning the ruh, soul. Say, the ruh is command of my Lord. Of knowledge, it is only a little that is communicated to you. So ruh or soul is command of Lord. This is the earth. It has got a huge magnetic field. This magnetic field is commanding the solar wind, do not enter. So this magnetic field is working as a command. What is the command? Do not enter the earth. To whom is the command? It is command to the solar wind. So the magnetic field is resisting the solar wind and protecting the earth. This is another verse. And this is another example. This is magnetic field. This magnetic field is commanding the electrons to move in this direction. Therefore, electric current is produced. Here also magnetic field is working as a command. So, magnetic field may be a kind of soul. Here you can see this is a strong nuclear force field. It is commanding the repulsive protons to remain in the nucleus. So, this strong nuclear force field is working as a command. Then magnetic force field, it is commanding the electrons to remain in the orbit. And there is weak nuclear force field. It also do something in the it gives balance in the nucleus, in the atom. It also works as command. So these force fields act as commands. What hadith talk about the soul? Prophet said, the souls are like conscripted soldiers. Those whom they recognize, they get along with. And those whom they do not recognize, they will not get along with. So, this hadith expresses the soul as attractive or repulsive force. Here you can see this strong nuclear force field, it knows the protons. So, it keeps the proton in the nucleus. But it doesn't know the electrons, so it doesn't disturb the electrons. Magnetic force field, it knows the electrons, so it get along with the electrons, and the magnetic force field do not know the protons, so it doesn't disturb the protons. So we can come to a conclusion that force fields and soul or ruh are the same thing. Therefore, a simple soul means elementary soul or ruh, is called, can be defined as a designed force field that works as a command to the subatomic particle or particles or any other object like the earth. What is subatomic particle? Subatomic particles such as electron, proton, neutrons too are different kinds of soul. Different kinds of souls. Why? Because they remain in the atom as particle. In the freedom they are waves. They show wave particle duality. They too are souls. They remain in the electron as particles. This duality can be proved by this test. The electrons remains as particle in the atoms. When they are released, they becomes wave. So they are actually souls. They remain as a particle in the atoms. So a composite soul is called nafs. A composite soul is called nafs. There are two kinds of soul. Ruh is elementary soul, and a composite soul is called nafs. Here in case of atom, these three force field, electromagnetic force field, strong nuclear force field and weak nuclear force field jointly makes the composite soul or nafs of the atom. Nafs of the atom holds the subatomic particles and produce the atom. So this is composite soul. The composite soul also gets some new characters. Therefore, a nafs is a combination of ruhs or force fields, elementary force fields, designed to sustain a system. So a nafs or a composite soul sustain a system. Atom is a system, so it is sustaining a system. Likewise, there are many unknown force fields, not yet discovered, by which the nafs of a living creature is created. Every living creature has got a nafs or composite soul. It is created with unknown force field. Those unknown force fields are not yet discovered. Here in this case you can see gut force. This is a strong force, electromagnetic force and weak force. These three forces in combination produce the atoms. Atoms are the basic building block of the universe. Atoms are basic building blocks of the universe. When the atoms were created, the universe was created. So the universe is created with these three force field mainly. This force field was united before Big Bang. This in this condition it is called gut force. I have written gut force plus because I believe there were unknown force field. There were unknown force field with the gut force. With the unknown force field, the souls or nafses of living creatures are created. So, and this is called, this is called gut force in the books of science, and this is called nafsin wahidatin in the Quran. Nafsin wahidatin, soul single, a soul single, nafsin wahidatin in the Quran. So the thing that is called soul in the Quran is called gut force in the books of science. So soul and force field are same. This is combined force field, it is called nafs, and these are elementary force field, these are called ruhs. But these are different kinds of souls. Now we have got some idea about soul. Now we will talk about God. This is again a simple soul force field is called ruh. A composite soul unified force is called nafs. How God sustained and evolved the universe. God is the sustainer and evolver of the universe. We have to understand it, how God sustained and evolved the universe. First we have to know God from the books of religion. Holy Bible says God has created human in his own image. In the image of God he created him. It means God looks like a human. God looks like a human. In the Quran also it is said that he has got hands, face, legs, etc. So he looks like a human. He has got shape. And he remains in the arsh. Arsh is existing beyond this universe. He is existing. He lives in the arsh. Arsh is a different universe existing beyond this universe. So God has a form and he lives beyond this universe. From that universe, he sustained and evolved this universe. How? How? We have to know it from the Quran. Quran says, do they not see the birds controlled in the atmosphere of the sky? None holds them except Allah. Most surely there are signs in this for people who believe. So Allah holds the birds in the sky. Allah holds the bird. In this verse it is said, none holds them except Allah. So it is Allah who holds the birds. But we know the gravity holds the bird. If gravity would not hold the birds through their centers of gravity, they could not fly. They would be off balanced and thrown out from the sky. They could not fly. So, from this verse, we should say that gravity is a force of Allah. He holds the bird through the earth. Then there is same verses. There is another chapter also, another surah. Do they not observe the birds above them, spreading their wings and folding them in? None holds them except God most gracious. So in this verse also, the same verse, Allah and Allah only is holding the birds. So gravity is the force of Allah. He is holding the birds through the earth. Then there is another verse. He covers the night with the day. It means he rotates the earth. It is said indirectly so that people do not disturb Prophet Muhammad, because in those days people did not know that earth was rotating. So it is said indirectly. He covers the night with the day, seeking it rapidly. It means the earth is rotating, he rotates the earth, and the sun and the moon and the stars controlled by his deed. So Allah controls the movement of all stars, planets, etc. So gravity is a force of Allah. Gravity is a force of Allah. But scientists say that gravity is a universal force. Gravity is an independent universal force. In this verse it is answered, do they not look at the sky above them, how we have made it and adored it, and there is no flaws in it. Universe is fine-tuned. So if gravity was a independent universal force, the universe, there would be a lot of follies in the universe. Universe could not be so fine-tuned. So it is obvious that it is the gravity is intelligence is working behind gravitational force. That intelligence is intelligence of God. I have already discussed Allah has a form. He created humans in His image. Allah in form exists in the earth beyond the universe. And Allah has a nafs also. He has a composite soul. The nafs of Allah is a combination of known and unknown force fields. Allah has a nafs. He has a shape. He lives in the earth, and He has a nafs or composite soul created out of known and unknown force fields, and his nafs permeates his body. His nafs cannot come out of his body. His nafs permeates his body. Assume that the nafs of Allah is composed of 99 force fields or row. He has extended several force fields of his nafs beyond his body in form, like hand/wing extended from a body. So he may have 99 force fields in his nafs. He has extended several, maybe 9 to 10 force field beyond his body in form, like hand/wing extended from a body. He has designed the extended force field to act in fixed patterns and infuse those into the space of this universe to sustain the objects, like the earth and the birds. We view their acts as natural laws. One of such force fields is gravitational force field. I read again. Assume that the nafs of Allah is composed of 99 force fields. He has extended several force fields of his nafs beyond his body in form, like a hand/wing extended from a body. He has designed and infused those into the space of this universe to sustain the object. He has designed the extended force field to act in fixed patterns and infuse those into the space of the universe to sustain the object. We view their acts as natural laws. One of such force field is gravitational force. So at first we discussed that gravity is a force of Allah. Then I discussed that Allah is living in the arsh. He has shape and he has nafs or composite soul. From his nafs may be composed of 99 unknown force fields, known and unknown force field, but he has extended several force field from his nafs and designed those force field to act in fixed pattern and infuse those force field into the space of the universe. He has extended this force field as hands or wings from his body. So his hands may be composed of 8 to 10 force fields. His main nafs permits his body in form, but he has extended 10 to 12 or 8 to 12 force field like hands. These hands are composed of 8 to 12 force fields. He is holding this universe by the right hand, and he is sustaining the Arsh and the another universe called Jannat by his left hand. Then dark energy. The scientist has discovered dark energy that is causing the expansion to accelerate, but the Quran says that Allah is the expander of the universe. So this dark energy may be one of his extended force field. Then one is gravity, another is dark energy. Then in quantum fields there are many force fields that sustain the subatomic particles. Those force fields may be extended elementary souls or rules of God. He extended those also as his hands. His light permeates the entire space and it is felt as the vacuum energy. The Quran says Allah is the light of the skies and lands. So there are several force fields that are extended from his knobs beyond his body in form like hands. By this, the hands of knobs, Allah is sustaining the universe. But Allah has a physical hand also with his body in form. He uses those hands for different works. These hands that are infused into the universe and into the Arsh and Jannat are the hands of his knobs. Allah sustained the universe with his right hand, and he sustained the Arsh and the Jannat with his left hand. These are hands of his knobs. The hands are composed of several force fields, oblique rule. His body in form has physical hands as well, which are not extended into the universes. Allah has extended several of his force field oblique rules from his front as well. These force fields are not designed to act in fixed patterns. He sees everything and hears everything, and he has got power over everything. Allah is sustaining and evolving the universe with immense power and power extended from him. So he is not approachable by normal creatures. For his immense light, a normal creature cannot approach him. Therefore, he is sustainer from the level of subatomic particle to the level of giant galaxies. He sustained the subatomic particles by quantum fields. He sustained the bigger objects like stars, planets, galaxies by gravity. So he is the sustainer. So because he is sustainer and enabler, Allah says be, and the things come into reality then and there. Allah says be, and the things comes into reality because he is sustainer and evolver from the level of subatomic particle. Allah sustained from the level of the subatomic particle because those are too small to be seen by anybody. Allah can see the subatomic particle, he can see the atoms. So he sustained the subatomic particles and atoms. He created the atoms. So he is sustainer from the deepest level. And the universe is too big to be sustained by anybody except by Allah. So Allah sustained the universe also. From the level of subatomic particle to the level of the universe, he is the sustainer, he is the only sustainer, he is the only evolver. He evolves the universe through a time scale. He makes the initial configuration of the universe in a day of law. It is said in the Quran, he is the master of the day of law. He created, ordained the laws, set the initial configuration, and now he is evolving just according to a time scale. He is sustainer and evolver of the universe. So he has got absolute power on everything. He says be and it is. It is not his way of creation. It is these verses that say he says be and it comes into reality expresses his power only. Here it is not his way of creation. He is ever living. He has got no shortage of time. He created gradually. He gave enough time to everything. He has not applied force. He has given time to everything. The hydrogen became helium, and gradually the heavier elements produced in the stars. He could make it instantly, but he has not done it. He's given enough time to the material object, inert universe to. God can talk to everybody. He can talk to oxygen, hydrogen, helium, everything. He has given enough time to everything to develop. Gradually the earth formed. He gave enough time to the earth to cool down. Then he created first living creature, because he created it through DNA double helix. I have already discussed. So that from that first living creature, he developed all other creatures. Simultaneously, earth also developed from its primitive state to higher states. In this verse you can see, Allah has created every animal from water. Of them there are some that creep on their bellies, some that walk on two legs, and some that walk on four. Here, this verse gives the indication of biological evolution. Allah created gradually, step by step. This is the picture. Allah has created every animal from water. This is the waterborne creatures. This is the single cell creature, waterborne creature, fishes. Of them there are some that creep on their bellies. From the waterborne creatures, the creatures that creep on their belly evolved, like snakes, lizard, etc. Then some that walk on two legs. From these reptiles, two-legged creatures like birds, dinosaurs evolved. And some that walk on four. From these two-legged creature, four-legged creature like cow, goat, etc. have evolved. But finally, I have taken this picture from from the New Encyclopedia Britannica, and discarded the human image from this point, because human has not evolved from by this evolution. It is not possible to create human. So God says that He by Himself created human, but by the same DNA. He developed by Himself and produced it personally. So humans are created by Allah, not through biological evolution. I am author of, there may be doubt in this discussion. I am author of Scientific Tafsir of the Quran. I am author of Scientific Tafsir of the Quran. If there is any doubt, you can read my tafsir. You just write, go to Google, write Scientific Tafsir. Scientific Tafsir, T-A-F-S-I-R. Scientific, T-A-F-S-I-R, Tafsir. Scientific Tafsir, and you just write Scientific Tafsir and it will come. This is Scientific Tafsir of the Quran. Scientific Tafsir of Zakaria Kamal. My name is Zakaria Kamal. Scientific Tafsir of the Quran. You click here and my web page will be opened. This is my web page, and you can click here to find the part 1 of my tafsir. My tafsir is divided in 3 parts. This is to open part 1, click here. To open part 2, click here. To open part 3, click here. My tafsir is divided in three parts. If you open part 1, the tafsir will be downloaded. This is my tafsir. It is coming. It is downloading. This is the tafsir. Around 900 pages, part 1. If there is any doubt about this, my discussion, you can go to my web page, and this is a free PDF. Just download and read from this book. And there are 3 free books also in my tafsir. I have given 3 books. It is also you can download as free PDF. ABC of Sufism, 6-day model of creation, and another book is Judgment Day. You can read, and it is free PDF. You can read and know what actually God actually say about the creation. That's all. Goodbye. Allah Hafiz.